Welcome back. Ahadi ni deni na dawa yake ni kulipa. I promised you that the chosen media will be a frontline channel in informing, educating and entertaining you. So today we have the content that you don't have to miss. So with me in the studio, I have a gentleman here who will be dissecting and inflicting more knowledge to the audience about the suicide. So we want to know the causes of suicide amongst the university students. Stay tuned. I'm your presenter, Steve Kombo. And guys, as I told you earlier that today in the Chosen Media Show, we'll be having an intellectual here, will be dissecting and inflicting some knowledge on matters to do with suicide, especially amongst the youth or the university students. And my brother, how are you?
I'm fine.
How do you feel being in the Chosen Media group or Chosen Media studio?
I'm really feeling great to be here.
You feel great to be in the Chosen Media studio. Meanwhile, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is the Chosen Media group. You can like our video and you can also share. So perhaps if you can introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, thanks for this opportunity.
Yes.
First, I will start by introducing myself. I'm Quill Greg, a second-year student pursuing in Kibabu University, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Extension and Education.
This is great. And you said you are Quill Greg.
Yeah.
So Quill Greg, where do you come from in this part of Kenya?
I'm come from Kakamega.
Oh, you come from Kakamega?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you are a Luya.
I'm a Luya.
Wow, that's awesome. So Greg, without wasting a lot of time, let's delve into the matters that brought us into this studio. Suicide. How can you define the term suicide? Using your own words. You can use Swahili language or you can...
Once again, suicide is very complicated.
Yes.
And personally, I understand that suicide has many causes.
Sure.
Especially basing on the age, group, or even the, let me say, age and group. You can find mostly, let me say personally, in Kenya or all over the world, mostly suicide is happening often on youth and students. That's university students. There's some causes that cause these things to happen. One, we can talk about love.
Wait, love. You know, love, speaking about love, it's something complex. How can love lead one to commit suicide? I don't know. How can love?
As we know, love is something that is oftenly happening in university students.
Yes.
Students are engaging in relationships. Some end up falling deep to their partners. Maybe some other end up getting wrong partners, which may cause that they fall in love deeply to this guy. But in some period of time, he or she come to notice that the person or the partner whom she really love or whom he really love doesn't love him back. This may lead to depression if not spoken, or if he or she doesn't open up. Then this depression may lead to suicide. He or her can end up thinking about making suicide as the best solution to end his depression.
Wait. You said that these people don't find the right partners.
Yeah.
So, who is the right partner and also who is the wrong partner? How can you tell that this one is the right partner and this one is the wrong partner?
You know, love is very complicated.
I know.
I think if someone asks you, how do you define love? It will be very complicated for you to define love.
Yes.
And also, it is very complicated to find that, or to notice that this is the right guy for me, this is the best, and this is the only one. Mostly in universities, students, or my fellow students,
Yes.
are trying, let me say they are doing what we call gambling. They are just trying to get a luck.
Yes.
They feel that maybe because she has seen a boy, cute, handsome, has money, has all these other things. Mostly to girls, they usually think about financial. We have some students who are poor and they have to survive. Then we have those students who are middle, they also have to survive. We have those who are rich and they have to survive.
We call them walala hoi.
Yeah.
Walala.
You can notice that maybe a rich person can fall for a poor person, mostly girls. Ama maybe a girl can seduce a boy, then this boy really falls.
Do you think?
Anampenda, anadhani.
Wait, do you think these things do exist?
Yeah.
A girl from a richer background seducing a poor boy.
Yeah,
Do you think these things exist or it's just a fantasy?
they really exist. Yeah.
And
So
how will this relationship grow now? Because ladies are meant to be submissive. They want that attention. They want surprises from men. They want, like, men are the sources of income to this lady. How will this love continue existing? Because ladies are, what I can say is that ladies are submissive to men because men are their sources of income. They are the people who provides. So a richer girl seducing a poor boy, that means that the poor boy will be submissive, which is against the religious holy scripts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is, if you end up in such a relationship, you'll find this boy being diminished, feeling like, at first, he will feel like maybe he's lucky to have a rich girl.
I'll also be lucky.
He'll be... Yeah. It usually happens. You'll feel like you are very lucky. You'll brag, you'll receive some gifts. She will give you some money.
Wow.
But this will make you to fall. You feel like this girl really loves me.
Si Mungu abariki wengine bwana.
Then
Mungu anibariki.
At some point, it will reach a point where maybe this girl was not really in love with you. She was just after feeling, maybe knowing who you are, then maybe, or having your test, we call it. Maybe after she's done with that, she will start diminishing you, exposing your,
I know.
like, let me say,
okay, she'll start exposing me, like, they do call us the 1 minute man.
Yeah.
Because she's seen your nakedness, there's nothing you can hide from her. Those things, I know they do exist.
Then you will feel like, I'm nobody. Because the public knows who you are, you are poor, you can't defend yourself. She will use her money to make you feel like, you're nobody.
Wait, mentioning of a relationship between a rich and a poor girl reminds me sometimes back while I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I remember this short story which was written by, I don't know the author, but I remember Penina and Dennis. Do you remember that story? Penina and Dennis.
Yeah.
So Penina used to come from a richer background and Dennis was just somebody
who is also poor.
Ajilewi. Okay, that reminds me of that thing. I don't know if you know that story. Anyway, you can continue.
That's why I was trying to say that if you find yourself in in this position, you'll think like I'm nobody. You don't have that money to defend yourself. She'll use any amount to diminish you, to make you suffer. This will lead into depression. You'll feel nobody. Nobody will listen to you. You'll be embarrassed, or you'll receive embarrassment from her friends,
Yes.
Then you'll feel like I'm nobody. You'll feel lonely, which leads to depression. Then you'll be depressed for some time. You'll try to hide it. But at a point, we are all human beings. It will deeply hit you.
Yes.
This can lead to committing suicide. You'll find a boy, maybe he has committed suicide. If you go back trying to think about what made her or the reason behind it, you'll find that it is love. That's why I'm trying to say that love is a very technical thing. Love is not a thing to joke around with. Love can make someone do like crazy things.
Wait. I'm receiving a message from one lady called Virginia Kagoni. She's asking that I posed this question to you. Are you ready to receive the question?
Exactly, I'm very ready.
She's asking that, ask that Quill Greg if somebody has ever heartbroken him. Have you ever been heartbroken? That's her question.
We are all human beings. Let me say, in life, you must pass through some stages as a human being to be complete. It doesn't mean that it will diminish you, but it is usually made to make you at least stronger
and masculine.
Or maybe it makes you to improve on how to make the decisions. Okay, personally, this thing of heartbreak, as a boy, as a comrade, you must pass through these things. Yeah. So, let me say, Virginia, personally, I was once heartbroken.
Okay, perhaps if you can give us more details, because I'm also eager to know how you were heartbroken.
Okay. Let me say, as a comrade, you have to fall in love. We usually say you have to be a man, You may be with friends, you may be with this and this, but at least at the end of the time, or at the end, you'll meet a lady, it'll be cute, maybe beautiful. The problem is, with us men, we usually consider beauty. We rarely consider other things about the girl. Just because umeona mtu ni mrembo, you feel like, gonna hug amebeba. This thing we usually call, maybe side and see, they usually call it nyash. Yeah. So maybe unaona amebeba kona nyash, you feel like, wow, this is the perfect guy, You feel like, I need someone like this. You don't know the behind story. Maybe you don't know anything about her.
In Swahili we do say that penye urembo pana ulimbo.
Yeah.
Penye urembo ndipo pana ulimbo.
Yeah.
You are poor in Swahili, bwana.
Swahili is very hard. But personally, I usually try to speak Swahili. So, personally, I had a lady. I loved her. She was beauty. I usually consider that the queen, my queen, She was really beautiful. But things fall apart.
Things fall apart.
Yeah, things fall apart. Things were like, yeah, things zilienda venye siku expect. I expected to spend with her the rest of my life. I had an ambition that she was my future wife, These ladies are very critical. A lady can really show you love. How do you honor this is the queen, this is the person, this is my rib, as the Bible says, but in real sense, it is totally different. So let me just say that I thought she was my rib, my future wife, but things fall apart. It's not because of this and this, but these ladies are never satisfied. Adufanyeni mwanamke, it will reach a point ataona like you're not doing. So what I can say is that just be keen. This goes to men. Be keen.
We begin
with whom you are dating, with whom you call sweetheart, with whom you brag that she's mine. Then to those men who are dating more beautiful ladies, I just wanna warn you, be ready for anything.
We need to be cautious.
Yeah, you need to be very ready for anything. We usually call it during Mandamano, we used to call it be ready for Tuesday.
I'm ready for Tuesday.
Let me tell you, just be ready. Because the heartbreak you'll encounter, you'll not. I don't know if you'll be able to manage. But I'm lucky since I was able to manage. Yeah, I did. I was dating someone beautiful, We usually say beauty attracts. So I was dating someone beautiful who ended up attracting my best friend, whom we usually call friends, These people you brag around calling, oh, this is my friend, that's what happened. For my friend, like, followed not only one, but several, must continue. So, hope Virginia have understood what happened. It really made me to hate love, but I get that conversion started,
Okay. Up to that juncture, we need to go and have a 1 minute break. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute time. Welcome back. We are here, rejuvenated. I hope you enjoyed your break.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the break.
And Greg, apart from love, what else?
As you said, maybe one was love. I'll talk about the second one, which is, let me say, maybe fee.
Or school fees.
Maybe school fees. We have those students who are poor, maybe, and we have also students who are rich, Maybe under fee, we can also talk about, let me say, family background or family issues, A student may be affected at home by the family issues, then he or she will think that the best decision is suicide. Or maybe the family doesn't want to pay the fee, but it has the money. You'll find that a student will end up ending his or her own life, feeling that he or she is lonely because the family doesn't want to pay the fee, but they really have the money. They are capable of doing so.
Yes.
Then, apart from fee, we can talk about rape or sexual abuse, Under these, maybe you feel like maybe a lady being raped just due to some circumstances, This will diminish him, or maybe will make her feel like she's abandoned to the society. She's abandoned. She'll feel that she has loosened his dignity, which will lead to committing suicide as the best decision. She will say like, maybe let me just go, leave this world, That's the best decision. Maybe she will feel like, oh, I'm tired with this. I'm tired of being accused, Yeah. Maybe we can also talk about...
Wait, hold that thought. Speaking about rape, I also remember one book written by Ojiambo Millicent.
Yeah.
Ojiambo Millicent, which is headed One More Chance. We had this lady who was raped, but no action was taken. So she attempted to abort the baby, but without success. So the police came and took her to the prison. So I don't know. Maybe rape is part of it. Continue with the.
Then apart from rape, we can have these things we call exams. You know, as comrades, comrades really have to do exams.
Yes.
Then we have this thing we call soups. Some usually try cheating. Then maybe when they are got, they love to face the consequences, which are suspensions, expulsions, you know, whichever the situation is. Maybe someone of the retakes, someone feels like he really have to repeat, you know. Alisoma na mtoto form 1, alifanya form 4 mtoto akiwa form 1, but anakuja kumpata campus.
Wanasoma naye.
This really diminish. Anaona, what is this, you know? And I feel like he's accused. Maybe he feel like he's nobody. Unaona, jua watoto watakuja wataanza kumudemoralize, you know. This will lead to suicide. Maybe home he'll have that depression. Home atasema nini, but at least at the end of the day he will think that the best thing is suicide. At least let me just rest, let me just go, let me just leave everything behind, you know. He's not ready to stand, fight the reality, you know. Yeah.
And do you think diseases can lead to suicide? Like you've been ill for more than 10 years, the doctors have you've been ill for more than 10 years, the doctors have recommended that there's no cure to your disease. Do you think suicide is the best decision here?
I don't think suicide is the best decision, since every issue must have the solution, even if how difficult it is. You know, in life you need to be ready to fight. At least personally, I usually feel like, you know, at least if you face something hard in life, it is just trying to help you to understand. Like, it's trying to show you the way of life, how to make the decision, how to pass through hard decisions, you know. You know, as a human being, we usually don't have those happy moments each and every time. We usually have sad moments, happy moments, depression, all those. We have to go through those, you know. But at least you need to have to stand, be firm, be ready to face the reality. Even if you are sick for some period, at least just have that hope, you know. It doesn't mean that if there is no medication, you will die. Kama umegonjeka 10 more years na hujakufa. Or is it that this 11 years yenye nakuja useme no, let me go?
Wait, you seems to be a believer. Are you a believer?
Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
We have this commandment which is found in Holy Scripts that states that do not commit murder.
Exactly.
Which commandment is that? Which number?
I think it's around... We should say, let me just say that. I hope, let me say, this question goes to our fans. They will consider that, they will send that in a comment.
Oh, because of Greg, you write the answer in the comment section.
Yeah.
Okay, moving away from the Holy Scriptures. Do you think suicide act is recommended in your culture?
I don't think so. Okay, since I'm a lawyer, you know, so what I can say is, according to my culture, suicide is not the best solution. Is not allowed. In some cases, if you find someone mwenye commit suicide, you'll find that he'll be beaten, the body, the deceased body, you know, will be beaten, you know, some canes, meaning that they don't allow it.
So you beat the dead person?
The dead body, you know. I don't know how people really have the courage to do that, but that's usually, that's what I usually see, you know.
Okay. And also, saying about beating the dead body, I also recalls a book called The Concubine, written by Elechi Amadi. We have this person called Madume, who committed also suicide, and he was beaten also, and the body was buried in the evil land. So your culture and the culture of people in Nigeria, they are somehow.
Yeah, they are somehow. We should say they at least rhyme.
They rhyme.
So you'll find that the body will be buried at night. There will be no crying.
No
Since
crying.
they feel like, the deceased wanted it. They feel like, they feel like, at least when someone dies without his or her consent, maybe, hakuona ile kutema, let me go. At least you'll say like, this guy, at least hakuwa anataka kukufa. But you'll find someone amekufa, amejiua. You'll be like, what's this? You'll hate him. The guy will be buried at night so that spirit will go out of this family so that it doesn't come back.
Oh, so you mean suicidal act can be something hereditary, because if you bury this person in a rightful way, it might come and affect the generation.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I usually say, I remember one of a time, there's a comrade who was studying at Maseno University. That was from Bungoma, a village called, that's Kandui sub-county, that's East Tangalod. Yeah, I witnessed one of the comrade from Maseno who ended his own life just because of this thing of all those, the family was planning to bury him during the day, as usual, as the normal funeral. But the grants, people refused. They said that this is not good, They said that it may happen again. It may repeat itself.
So it might come and continue affecting the...
It means that you have allowed it to happen. Then, according to me, as I followed the story back, I was told that, was it the uncle or the grandson thing ended his life, then he was buried in a normal way, that's why it repeated again. That was the story. So that you are like, is it that this family is having that issue of committing suicide or all those? But the thing was, the solution was found. It was that they were burying these people when you commit suicide in a right way. Badala ya kuwazika usiku, they at least, if you bury someone when you commit suicide in a bad way, in a right way, it means that you may accept this spirit. It will be around the family. Then you never know. It may confuse another guy to do the same. But at least, kama umeibari usiku, those canes, it means that umekata, you have reduced it. At least, the spirit will not be welcomed in the home again. Itaende kiendanga hivyo.
Okay, wait a bit. Do you think suicide is the right decision for one to take?
Actually, say it is. As a man, suicide is not the best decision to take.
What about for the ladies, or you say a man to mean a woman also?
We should say this. What a man can do, a lady can do it better.
So
this means that
if a man
cannot commit suicide, a woman cannot commit suicide. So if I say as a man, we usually say that what a man can do, a woman can do it better. So let me say that for any human being, is very lucky to be born. We know that it will reach time, each and everyone will pass, To my fans, suicide is not like the best thing to do. At least you can find something else, even if whether the situation is tough, hard, really hitting. Try to speak it out. The best thing that can avoid someone from being depressed, ending up being suicide, you need to speak out. Try to speak out so that you'll find the best solution. I usually say that a problem being spoken or being spoken out is a half solved. You'll feel like I'm relieved.
Yeah, you'll be relieved.
So what I'm trying to mean is, even if the situation is hard, just try to speak out. You'll find someone who will motivate you, who will talk to you. At least you feel like I'm someone. But the moment you will decide, let me keep it for me, let me grind it, let me keep it for me, I don't want anybody to know, this is my life, this is all about me. It will end up hurting you, eating you in and in, being depressed each and every time, which will lead to depression. So to avoid...
My last question as I sum up, what can the universities or rather the institutions do to reduce this number of people committing suicides here in Kenya and also globally?
Exactly, that's a very nice question. That's what I was talking about. At least in the universities, we know that most youths are facing a lot of challenges, So as the universities, at least they need to come up with the ways to understand these students, these comrades. We usually call them youths. They are teenagers,
Gen Zs.
So what I mean is that at least a university need to have an organization which volunteer, like they just volunteer to question, to do some research, to talk to these people, at least motivate them. At least even if someone is depressed, he or she knows where to go so that to get the assistance. Even if this other group imemkataa yote, atasema at least we have a group somewhere, let me go there, let me go talk to them. These people will not lack a word to tell this guy to change his mind. They will motivate him. At least watamwambia, this is not the way to go. You are a man, do this, Then we usually find some people also being depressed. At least the universities need to employ a psychiatrist, doctor, At least yule mwenye akikaa na mtu anaongea na yeye, someone feels like I have someone. This can also help to reduce
this
suicide. Then if you come to rape cases, the university need to assure the security of the comrades. Then if any comrade is being raped, they need to at least take an action to ensure that the people who are responsible for this are taking an action. Wanapata what we call justice. At least by doing this lady will feel like, at least this itamwimpress. Ata feel like ampata justice. He will still have the chance to live. At least at a change mind yake akasema, even if I was raped, the university stood with me. They gave me justice that was required. Then the student will be okay. Hata kwa na ile kusema, I was raped, then this what happened, there was no injustice, what when you were rapiwa, then they diminish, unapata. This will at least reduce raping, we reduce that we call committing friend of the students. At least what I can urge this to the university is that at least they need to understand these students. Kama mtoto anatoka kwa background yenye haijiwezi, they need to have a strategy, at least to make that these students are having something that at least more accommodate. Unapata cheap food, at least some scholarships, all those. This also comes to school fees. At least wanakuja wanaangalia which student is really needy. They offer a bursary, scholarships. By doing this, a student will feel like I'm being honored. By doing this, it will reduce the fee cases. Then suicide beer, it will reduce. Then according to exams, we find many comrades maybe end up failing exam. Not because they are stupid, but because a lot of things usually happen. You can find a student maybe amepata matanga that time of doing an exam. Maybe comrades amekuwa heartbroken that time of doing exam. He will have two things in one in the head. He have the exam, he need to deal with this and do. Then the student maybe end up kuanguka exam. So at least I'm urging all universities in Kenya, try to understand comrades, try to give them the second chance. Usiache comrade abaki nyuma asome na watoto alikuwa nao high school, akiwa form 1 anafanya high school, just because ameanguka exam. Then at least mpe chance asonge. Hiyo exam ya mbele atafanya akiwa akisonga mbele, at least atakuwa na ile motivation ya kusema at least atakuwa na ile hope. But ukipata mtu amepata all university organization to consider comrades as human being, consider comrades, they are not stupid. It doesn't mean conquer exam equals stupid. So do this, just give them the second chance, at least wasonge to another level as they do their exams. Nobody will know that they failed, Lakini kila mtu akijua umse tulikuwa naye bana check ameanguka exam almost 3 times, mtu ana graduate huko nyuma. Do you think these students will have that, will have that positive, or maybe atakuwa ile negativity, atakuwa na think negativity about his or her life? Juu wale wenye alisoma nao wakaenda mbele watakuwa wanamwongelea. Those current students wenye ako nao wa nyuma wenye lecture high school, they'll be talking about him, atajikuta ana end up feeling like I'm nobody, feeling depressed just because of exams. So I'm urging universities, give these students second chance at least wakianguka.
As I conclude, I want to thank you, my brother Quill.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you in this chosen media. And together, I think the audience have heard what you've said, and the universities too will have to adjust. So thank you. We'll be having an entertainment, and also we'll be tackling matters to do with sports. We'll be giving you the updates to draw with the sports both here in Kenya and also globally. So thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you, and that's the end of our show. Thank you, Bwana Queen.
Thank you.